Joe. God, Fizemi Beke, Join Beke. Like, comment, share, subscribe, repost, do everything you can to help a sister. Nice to have you on the 10 days of gratitude. This is our first video. Okay, so I want you to introduce yourself.
I'm James Onochie, pastor at Greater Christian Center. Uh, I'm married man, an awesome guy. Oh, yes, a great.
What do you do? You know that you do more than that, sir.
Okay, I'm an event planner. I'm also a media person, videography, graphic design, and live streaming and all photography. I'm into all that. So majorly I major on events management and planning.
Yeah, and it's more than that. Well, let's just leave that to put that. So, welcome, guys, to these 10 days of gratitude. And I'm your host for today. And I have with me on this show today Pastor James Onochi, popularly known as. And today we are talking about 10 days of gratitude is recapturing our blessing and also living them one by one and say, oh, this is what God has done for me this year. That's so that's for me. So it is more than that, but this is like us showing that even in the storm, insecurity, scarcity that is going on in the state, in the country at the moment, we still appreciate the similar little things that happen in our life. So come with us. So I want you to share with us what is the mental sheet and weight that you have this year. What's the highlight book?
Okay, for me, this year has been a great one for me because um, I had a changing mindset. Although it started late last year, picking up to when I was moved from my current former position as a media director to handle events. So now I had to deal with people more, deal with people outside my comfort zone. So I had all the challenge I had early started was how am I going to manage people? Finally, I'm dealing with women. I'm going to manage women, dealing with this, dealing with that, because I operate in the church environment and most of them are voluntary staffs. So I'm able to deal with them. So I began to understand that one of the areas my mind had to shift was building relationship, how to bridge gaps between people. So I had to change my mindset towards that. Okay, I have to understand people that Mr. A is taken from Mr. B. Mr. A's strength is this, Mr. B's strength is that. How do I deal with Mr. A or Mr. B, Mr. that? How do I make them work together as a team? I have a goal to achieve. How do I achieve the goal? A goal when I have limited resources. How do I move from point A to point B? And it was a struggle at the beginning because um, I had a vision, I had a mind, but the resources were not practically available. So resource management was another key that I needed to now understand. Okay, how to manage resource. And then that's part of the spiritual shit in my mind. Okay, how do I involve the spiritual to these things? So it was a big struggle at the beginning, but related to March, April, May, I began to pick it up. And coming lately to this year, all of the other thing in my mind changes how to address issues. My mind had to change towards that, and that's what I'm also taking into next year as my major point. That okay, you issues happen, some issue is all sweep under the rug. Address it immediately. So my mind had to shift on how to handle issues, how to address issues without hurting the person, but addressing the issues so that can move forward.
So let's take away from why we are doing this. So this is like 10 days of gratitude, and we are specifically want to thank God for the things that He has done in our life. And one of the things, and I intentionally, when I was thinking about which topic I should bring here, I said, oh my God, which topic can I be touching on? And I was like, I think it's going to really, really do well on this mental sheet because I see him do a lot of great things this year. I see him make things happen. I'll just get to event and I'll just see if I said, "But this is what I did that, blah, blah, blah." And I know that it takes the mind to be able to get something like that done. And for you to picture it in your mind that this is possible in a place that is look impossible. So it was like it has to start from a mental sheet. You have to start seeing yourself there. So if somebody give you a blank checks to start writing things that you're grateful for this year, and when it comes to mentorship, what's the highlight for you? What's going to be the highlight for you that I'm grateful for this particular shift in my money state to be able to get to this wife I am in at the minute?
Okay. The major thing that I think I want to first of all appreciate God for that. And also appreciate my mentor for always saying it. Is the acceptance or an understanding or clarity of the kind of work God has assigned to me. At the early stage of my ministry, yes, I couldn't go out. Some things that I was struggling with a lot of things.
Is that a bad thing?
No, not many. It was I technically was operating in a new they were not in regular pastor. You were understood pastoring. Yeah, I understood pastoring from another lens. But working here was another perspective because I was sent to work in media, I was sent to work in this. So I felt at the beginning, I was like, this is technically not the kind of pastoring I understand. And I wasn't dealing with people in terms of one-on-one stuff. I was doing with work, making media work, technical work, handling sound, handling light. Those were the responsibilities I was giving that time. Then now events. How does event involve pastoring? So it was a struggle at the early stage. But when he kept saying it, and I think the Holy Spirit now opened my mind to understand it and link the work to the vision or the mission of the church or the house. So as the linkage came, it just blew my mind open to say, okay, this is it. My ministry is to help other people's ministry in the church. Meaning the event I do,
It's not necessarily about the mind, about the system.
yeah, it's just my event I do is to help for my the women having and tea program. I use my skills to help the men's ministry to achieve what they need to achieve. I help the general church in terms of publicity, in terms of the events actually brings people to the church. The event make the church more interesting. That color to the church. It helping other people's needs pay.
In this mind shift, I want to have people before we go that up. They're just going to have like HPV questions like it to make it fun. So would you rather be an early to an event or late to an event?
Depending. It's on the event. It's on the event I would like to go late.
So
Because of Saturday, there's an event.
so depend. Would you rather travel alone or with friends?
Chala. Or I would rather travel with friends because it makes it more interesting. My fun.
Okay. Would you ever do you rather have more time or more none?
More time.
More time? Okay, so the time is used to make the money.
Yes.
Okay. Do you rather cook or order food?
Wonderful.
If you're part of the generation that say, oh, I don't know how to cook.
No. I know how to cook. I love to cook. But sometimes it doesn't order food and just rest in mind. That's just sleep and sleep. So you don't.
Seven. Okay. So the last question I want to ask is that during this mind sheet, was there a point that God has to remove some people, specifically so like from a circle of friends or people around you, that has to like build a gap or a bridge between you, so that where it's taking you to the mind sheet it's sweating in your mind, they won't try to bring it down or try to slow you down. Was there a point, and were you grateful for it? Even those people were close to you, were you grateful for that?
That happened, I think for me around 2018. When a lot called me to ministry, that full-time ministry. I had friends back in school, and I just found that technically our perspective, our discussion are no longer aligned. That's why I cut it off. My wife, my fiance then, my wife now, couldn't understand that I was proud. Because I've proved that I now look on more
That
that's
you can't work
yeah.
them anymore than not.
I just understood that when discussing, they are going this way and it sounds irritating in my ear. Too, after a while, when she also fell into that deep water, he too had to cut off their work. Even though I've been our wedding, most of the friends we had in school didn't come. So I think sometimes it's necessary for those separation, especially if you are not on the same track, we're not going on the same direction.
That's happened.
This year, this year, no. This year it didn't happen because most of the people that are around me are the people I work with. But what happened was, as God was changing my mind, I was explaining to most of them.
Okay, so they can so they can catch up. Okay. Okay, so what you're trying to say now is that if we are in the midst of people that we are like minds, but God gave us a giga vision, you start to find the way to communicate the time.
Like you can did their input. almost all the other people that are around me, I try to explain that, oh, this is it, this is it, this is it. And I start to push all of us together to kill. Because some people would tell me, I try to do this. I just turn a big person in my eyes. Like, hey, I don't like to hear that kind of thing. I never understood. So the people around my experience understand that when I say, yeah, I'm going to be, it's 10 million, I don't know.
That's the most push through.
So anybody that's not going to be with me, I rather push you off.